Do you know the story of a man who faced the world's most feared tyrant with nothing but a stick and the truth? A man who heard Allah's voice, who challenged magic with miracles, and who led a nation from slavery to freedom. Today, I will tell you the story of Prophet Musa, a story of divine destiny, trials, and the triumph of faith over fear. At the time of Musa's birth, the Pharaoh ruled Egypt with iron fists and black-hearted pride. He feared a prophecy. A child from Bani Israel would rise and destroy his kingdom. So he ordered every newborn Israelite boy to be killed. But Allah inspired the heart of a mother to do the unthinkable, to place her baby in a basket and cast him into the river. That river didn't swallow the child. It carried him to the very palace of Pharaoh, where the queen, moved by mercy, adopted him. Little did Pharaoh know the child he raised would one day confront him with truth. Years later, Prophet Musa fled Egypt after unintentionally killing a man during a dispute. He lived in exile in Madian, where he found peace, married, and served the prophet Shu'aib. Then, on his return journey to Egypt, he saw a glowing fire on Mount Sinai. As he approached, he heard the voice of his Lord. "Indeed, I am Allah. There is no God but me." At that sacred moment, Musa was chosen as a prophet. He was gifted with 2 miracles. His staff turned into a living serpent. His hand glowed with divine light when withdrawn from his cloak. He was sent back to Pharaoh with a message: "Let the children of Israel go." Standing before the tyrant, Prophet Musa, joined by his brother Prophet Harun, stood before Pharaoh, the man who once raised him. With calm defiance, he spoke. "Release my people. Worship Allah. Stop your oppression." Pharaoh, arrogant and full of mockery, gathered his best magicians. But when Musa cast his staff, it became a mighty snake and devoured their illusions. The magicians fell in sujud. "We believe in the Lord of Musa and Harun." They were tortured and executed, but they died as believers. His arrogance only grew. He refused every sign, every miracle. So Allah sent down his warnings. The plagues begin, Allah's signs of power. Pharaoh and his people mocked Prophet Musa, so Allah sent a series of torments, each one stronger than the last, not to destroy but to wake their hearts. The Nile, once a source of life, became a force of destruction. Torrents of water flooded their cities, destroying their crops, homes, and livestock. Streets became rivers. Hope was drowning. No sooner had the waters receded than swarms of locusts darkened the skies. They devoured every leaf, every field, and every harvest in their path. Egypt's wealth was stripped in days. Tiny, irritating, and everywhere, lice invaded their hair, skin, food, and homes. The people were covered in bites and filth. Disease spread. There was no comfort. Then came the frogs, in terrifying numbers. They leapt into food pots, into beds, into clothes. The night echoed with their croaks. The people could not sleep, eat, or escape. Finally, the most horrifying sign. The water of the Nile turned to blood. Every jug, river, and well was stained deep red. They could not drink. Even stored water turned foul. Death hovered in every drop. The land that once flourished under the sun now cried out, under the weight of divine wrath. Each plague was a warning, yet hearts remained hardened. Peace was no longer found in the fields, nor in the homes. The cries of a nation echoed in the silence of repentance denied, a pattern of broken promises. Each time, Pharaoh would beg, "O Musa, pray to your Lord for us. If he removes this, we will believe." And each time Allah showed mercy and lifted the torment, but Pharaoh would break his word. His heart grew harder, not softer, until Allah decreed enough, the night of escape. Prophet Musa was commanded to lead his people out. In the dead of night, Bani Israel fled Egypt. At dawn, Pharaoh discovered the escape and marched after them with a massive army. As Bani Israel stood before the Red Sea, fear gripped them. "We are finished!" they cried. But Prophet Musa stood firm and replied, "No, my Lord is with me. He will guide me." He struck the sea with his staff, and the sea split wide open, rising like walls of water. Prophet Musa and his people crossed safely. When Pharaoh followed, the sea crashed down, and the tyrant was drowned in the same river that once carried baby Musa to safety. Pharaoh tried to believe in his final breath, but Allah declared, "Now, when before you disobeyed and were of the corrupt." It was too late. Even after all they had seen, many from Bani Israel remained ungrateful. They questioned, complained, and disobeyed. But Prophet Musa remained patient. He climbed Mount Sinai, received the Torah, and continued to guide his people until his final days. He never entered the Holy Land, but he fulfilled the mission Allah gave him. This story teaches us that truth will always rise, even in the face of the strongest lies. Pharaoh had power, wealth, armies, and a throne, but he lacked humility. His arrogance blinded him to the signs of Allah, and in the end, all his power drowned with him. So, my dear friends, remember that Allah's mercy is vast and always comes before his punishment. But his justice will surely prevail. When you place your trust in Allah, even the sea will open a path for you. However, no sign can reach a heart filled with arrogance. A true leader remains patient, even when people fall short, and never delay turning back to Allah, because Pharaoh believed only when he was drowning, but by then it was too late. Repentance must come from sincerity, not from fear in the final moments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel to watch more such videos.